All right, Matt, can we please have a one-word prompt?
Guitar.
Perfect. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I was playing some guitar yesterday.
Whoa, Guitar Hero?
No, I wish. Dude, I would kill for the drum set of Rock Band or whatever. Now that I live at a place where noise doesn't matter, I would really kill whoever's out there. If you still have one, I will buy it from you. I really want to play that game.
Hold on one second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests. And this week we watched Frank.
The 2014 Frank.
2014 Frank. I know I watched the right thing. I'm not going to even second guess myself. I
sent you a link to the movie. It's free on YouTube.
No, we had the backgrounds. It's the right movie.
Yeah.
I was in my parents' basement the other week, and they still have the Rock Band stuff down there. So dude, I'm gonna have to.
You gotta get the band back together.
Get that working again. Yeah, for sure.
What was it? Chemical Toilet.
Chemical Toilet.
Yep, that was the name of our band.
Band name. Yep. Perfect.
Crushed. I would love to play that. I wish I had. I don't think I own a console that supports any of those anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because I think that was on PS2 or something like that.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I don't think I have that anymore, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Let's get our guest opinion if they were in any bands.
Okay. Yeah, bring them on.
This week, we're joined once again by Alaniz.
Hello.
See,
the listeners won't know I fucked up that intro because I'll cut that out.
Perfect.
Oh, that's good. You'd be surprised how many... You always get my last name right. I thank you. I fault no one else who it takes a minute. I've had to hand over my ID several times to be like, oh, right, okay, you're with the A. Got it.
That's why I let CJ take it.
Yeah, as somebody who has been plagued with a terrible last name, which of course is beep, that everyone gets wrong all the time. Yeah, I try to make sure. That's why even people I've known forever, when they come on here, I double check just to be sure. I do not want to get it wrong for anybody. Matt, did you play Rock Band Guitar Hero?
I never did. I watched others do it. I was one of those kids who was it's seething jealousy is how I experienced it, but always wanted to.
Now you're not even getting on the mic? Any vocals? Anyone could pick that up.
Oh, yeah.
It was usually, who's going to do it? And then the little hand of mine trying to raise it up. After you see, I was only 2 feet tall in high school. It was very difficult to see.
The little insecure
so I was
hand.
I could do it, but also I'm not going to.
I love it. I got this, I bought this, I'll just call it a toy. It's a piece of software, but it's essentially a toy that will turn your vocals into whatever instrument you have selected.
Interesting.
Ooh.
So if you're like, man, I would love to record this bass riff that's in my head, but I don't know how to play bass. You just sing it into the mic and it plays it as a bass guitar.
So, and of course you use that immediately for the Seinfeld bass riff, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
No, it's Doug. I mixed
Does
up.
it have a connection to Zoom? So any meeting you enter, you can immediately do the Seinfeld.
I probably could get that to work. I think running it through a digital audio workstation thing, a DAW, that I might have to play around with that. That would be pretty fun.
All of your coworkers can thank me for that genius bringing happiness.
Everybody
to
else
all
on the meeting
deputies.
being like, we can't, there's a tech issue. I'm like, oh, really? Hold on, let me try something. And I just keep cycling through different instruments.
It'd be awesome if anytime you enter a Zoom meeting and you connect your audio, just an audience applause starts happening.
That would be great.
Yes, I am here. Thank you.
CJ, join the Zoom.
I would love the 90s. Woo! that reaction every time I enter in.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking they're the John Cena walk-on music.
Man, how you got me there?
I smash beers above my head. That's not
And you have to, as soon as you enter, wave your hand.
Yeah, my video's off because they can't see me.
They can't see you. Yeah.
I got to play around with that. No, I don't know if our work is too fun to, we were talking about the avatars before the record. I do got to play around with those. Maybe for team meetings, I should just do that. I'll be the kooky manager who's fun.
Be aware it's still it's pretty sophisticated in terms of facial tracking. I forgot I had it on and I was eating during the meeting. And so as I'm chewing, it's mouthing things, and they kept asking, are you on mute? You're on mute. You're trying to say something? And it's just animating this very obnoxious chewing.
Perfect.
That's great. Now I might just start doing that, and then just to mess with them too. They're like, no, I think the audio is working fine.
Well, speaking of putting on full head masks.
Segway.
Wow. We're gonna talk about Frank and more coming up on the Overtalking Podcast.
How to describe Frank? Well, there's the head, of course.
He never takes it off. You think it's weird? Would it help if I said my facial expressions out loud? Welcoming smile.
Delighted look. But what goes on inside the head, inside that head,
I find this inspiring.
is music.
Something is pressing, something is!
Frank, people should know about you. You should be famous.
Flattered grin, followed by a bashful half smile.
Stop saying your facial expressions out loud. It's extremely annoying.
And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast, joined once again by Matt Alaniz, and we're talking about Frank. No
Love the
last
energy.
name for Frank. Thank you.
Just Frank. He's like Cher.
Matt, we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe for someone who's never heard or seen the movie Frank, 2014's, what it's all about.
Ready, go.
If you ever wanted to think that you had some search for that inner turmoil and genius, you've got to go for Frank. It's going to take that journey for you and show it in front of your face that not all of us are meant to be musicians. And yeah, he wears a giant head.
You still have 10 seconds if you want it.
I mean,
Michael Fassbender, muscles.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hilarity
there's
ensues? Question mark?
Hilarity ensues.
I think so.
A
I
little
think you
bit.
can do it better if you want to do another.
It's interesting. That really harkens back to our opening
Yeah, wow.
talking points where Matt, you didn't feel like you were part of the band because you didn't participate in Rock Band.
I didn't, and I would write down all the lyrics, trying to make songs, but actually it was just cheat codes on how to hit the right notes and being like, someday I'm going to do it. My journey's out there. I just have to find my inner turmoil to become that starving artist for Rock Band.
You had Lady in the Green Coat, which wasn't as big of a hit. Not quite the right
Yeah.
one.
No, not
Pretty
quite
close,
there.
but
Close. Yeah, you were almost there.
What are you doing with that
really made me
bag?
chuckle at the start of the movie, where he's just like spouting off those Lady in the red coat. It's like that's not a
Do
song.
you know the lady in the blue coat?
Yeah.
what's
Very
in your
funny.
bag?
Lady in the red coat, what you doing with that bag? Lady in the blue coat, do you know the lady in the red coat?
Now, Matt, why did you choose Frank to talk about today?
It was a very jarring image to come across. I remember in my town, sometimes we'd get like a random movie that would be added. And I think it was probably like just some indie kid who like begged their manager to let people like see it. And I remember while I was visiting home, it was up there, and you see this big head from there. Of course, I'm going to Google what is Frank, and then just going down this rabbit hole of it's sort of a true story, but not really, because it's also based on another fictional character, and then this guy's experience with it. So I just thought it was a really interesting take on the world of, being a musical genius and all of those who want to find that inner turmoil to become their own musical genius, but, not quite getting there. And then I was like, oh, Michael Fassbender, cool. Magneto's on here. No, I'm kidding.
His
I'm a
most
big fan of
famous
his
role
acting.
that people know him from.
That
Yes.
we only know him from.
I thought it was funny that the main character that follows that ends up joining the band has it in his head that like Frank's childhood must have sucked, and that's why he's this like weird musical genius. Mm-hmm. And that's not the case. Spoilies.
And he's also just having a blast with, like, you see, we were just talking about the beginning of the guy trying so hard to write
Yeah.
this song and having this inspiration, and Frank just has fun and doesn't care, and it just comes out pure genius.
Man, that frickin' self-critic. I hate that guy. There's nothing more intimidating than the old blank page.
That blinking margin on any Microsoft document.
The cursor just rubbing it in your face.
Which person do you guys identify more with? The main character whose name escapes me, or Frank?
I think the main character, for sure.
Yeah. I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
Maybe
John.
we were all Frank after getting high one time and or really drunk and not having those ambitions, but then immediately we're back to John.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course, we did not write any of it down when it happened. You're like, no, the idea is too good. I'll for sure remember this.
This is it.
No, you won't.
No.
Then you're going through normal life. Like, I can't talk right now. There's an idea. I don't want to forget it. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly putting my hand up to people like, no, hey, can't you see something's going on here?
I'm trying to figure out the way to do the Seinfeld bass guitar. I had it. Don't talk to me.
I was going to put my own spin on it, give it some more flair.
Uh-huh.
And then I love the confrontation of whenever they're like, all right, let's hear your really good idea. And just that complete earnest and being like, yeah, it's shit. I shouldn't. Like, it's part of it. It kind of goes like this, but not really.
Yeah.
It's just a really great experience of the creative process, not just musically, but like in advertising. When they're like, come up with a campaign. And I'm like, so I had this idea, unless you guys hate it. So I'm going to, it seems like you guys hate it. So I'm not going to do that idea. I'm going to do this other one that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I drew it, but I can't draw that well. So like, you know what? And just crumbling up that paper, we're going to start fresh.
Yeah, on second thought, I actually don't have any ideas. We good.
I'm going to go sit back down. I shouldn't be in this meeting. I'm so sorry for bothering you guys. I'll pack up my stuff.
I have no self-worth, and sorry that you know me, and okay.
I'm going to log out of this podcast real quick, guys. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be here. I actually don't know movies.
Have this idea, unless you hate it, then I hate it too. It sucks. I'm worthless. Don't talk to me. It's fine.
I see the exit. They're giving me the light. I got to go.
Yeah. I know all you guys are geniuses, and I don't know anything, so okay.
Yeah, that's kind of any creative endeavor, it feels like.
Yeah.
And then you're confronted with those that it seems like it comes so effortlessly. And I think that's what's just so endearing about the movie, and making that not only introspective and you're like, oh shit, this is serious, but being confronted by it in the persona of Frank, which is this guy in a giant head. Makes it a little easier to swallow.
Who you cannot read any facial expressions from, which I love. Then in part of the movie, he starts to vocalize them, which is amazing.
That's the
I think
best
even
part.
people that you could see their face should just start doing that, just so everyone's on the same page.
You should do it on the show.
ambiguity.
That's
Smiling
true. Yeah,
grin.
nobody sees this.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, this is having a good time. That's what this is.
Yes.
Bashful smile, slight smirk.
Sincere interest.
Oh,
It's
there you
not-
go. Oh,
it's not
that's a good one.
CJ, did you know that was Michael Fassbender when you were watching it, or was it like a reveal for you?
I knew it because Matt told me.
Oh, okay.
I've ruined the best part.
No, I ruined it for myself too, so it's all right.
Yeah, a quick IMDb lookup will spoil that for you.
The first person.
Yeah,
The poster itself will ruin it. It's very big.
yeah, it has his name right up. Yeah,
It's funny, like, going back to it, you're like, why did they get Fassbender to put on a helmet? Like, his moneymaker is there, and like the entirety of the movie, you never know it's him.
yeah,
Right.
But he plays it so well, and it's really great. I did look up some interviews to see if it was always him. He's like, yeah, no, I did my job. I was paid to be in this movie. Like, I'm in there. It's not like a selection of people they swapped out every so often.
and he's just doing voiceover the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's definitely me. Nope, I'm definitely in there.
I'm Michael Fass. I mean, Frank.
It's a completely different body in another shot. That's clearly a woman. We know that's not you.
Matt, you alluded to this before. I don't know how much knowledge you have on this, and I have almost none except for what I vaguely saw on Wikipedia, but this is kind of based on a true story, or at least like on a character. Do you have any more knowledge on that person?
I already kind of forgot the actual person's name, but it is based on a character. It's very similar to Frank himself. It was a a person who had like a lot of musical talent and decided to start. He was also part comedian, so he came up with this persona. And as you guys watch the movie, you see a lot of Frank's lyrics just feel like very talkative, more like spoken poetry in a sense. And the guy who started this would do that, and he was basically talking to himself in recordings. He had his persona in his real life, and that's how kind of his spoken singing style came about. The guy who wrote the experience, I guess he wrote a small book about inspiring the movie. He basically was like John. He kind of wrote himself into the movie. He had that similar experience where he was, trying to join it. He was invited to join the guy's band, and just having that experience. I think the band was called the Freshies. I remember that.
I like that.
And I think the real Frank was like Bittersweet or Shoes Sweater. The listeners are probably Googling right now, so I'm not even going to keep trying to
That's okay.
pronounce it. But no, it's a really interesting story. And yeah, for somebody to kind of admit that they were John is, pretty heartfelt to say like, oh yeah, I was jealous of this guy. He was just infinitely talented. But the head is real. The head thing was real. It's very, very similar when you look it up.
Dang.
I
saw a picture of that, and it looks very, very similar.
It's smart to build a little like PA system inside of it where you can just like plug straight into the monitors and stuff. That's great.
I love his introduction as we see him in that wetsuit, combat boots, and then just somebody coming in
about
to
the wetsuit.
Plug him in.
Yeah, I like that too, that he would not leave the stage until somebody else unplugged him, and then he was able to like walk away.
He was this talented child. They wheeled out and wheeled back in, and he just went along with it. They were his caretaker. The whole band was his caretakers, and it was great.
I really enjoyed the Claire character. The I don't know what to call her. Not a keyboard player. She played the
synths, maybe.
Yeah, synths in a box with a bunch of wires in it.
Yeah,
that sci-fi one where you kind of move your hands around.
Theremin.
Theremin.
Yep. Yeah. I love when she sampled his John's scream. She just samples all these random noises, and eventually you hear his scream within some of her new stuff.
That was really good. I like that a lot. They should put out that as the album, go deep into the movie. How it shows that they didn't release any of these tracks. It took them forever to make the album. Release those tracks that they were trying to make in the studio.
We know Fassbender was in there. He's been trying to start a musical career. We know we want those recordings.
Everybody's always trying to make the jump. These celebs.
He was the only one that took the dive. I mean, he did it in a giant head, but he did it. Now,
he knew he had protection.
How do we want to say the name of the band is pronounced?
Oh, gosh. No idea.
Yeah. I don't even remember how it was spelled.
There's a bunch of consonants in a row.
Right.
Yeah. I always think Sonos, but it's just because of the first 4 letters, but then it's just Sorona. But my favorite thing is that they never reveal it.
Right.
Yeah, doesn't John at one point ask, and the guy just turns to Frank or says how do we say it? And nobody knows.
At one point when they're finally doing the big show, he screams it out, but I even then I couldn't really pick up what he said.
Yeah. It's there's a PRBS at the end of it. Perf or something like that.
I love that the other as John joins the band and he has the experience, at first he doesn't know, but even during that entire, I want to say 80% of the movie where they're just trying to record the album in this beautiful cabins, by the way, it's a beautiful setting, and still never knows much of what's happening. Spends a year with these people, scavenging for food, and still actually I feel chooses not to learn most of them or details beyond his own fame.
That's true. Yeah, we don't see him actually trying to get to know them better. He kind of just is solely focused on man, I'm here to make some music. Why aren't we making music? I want to be famous.
To his 14 Twitter followers.
Yeah, as the movie progresses, it shows tweets of his and his follower count, and he gets up there. He's got a couple thou.
Hey, more than I've ever seen. Although a lot of my Twitter is very controversially hate speech, so I get it.
That might. Actually, I think that would be more popular on Twitter these days. It seems that
Probably,
you would probably actually get a lot
I
of
was
followers.
given a crown. Yes,
yeah.
First time
They
I
would-
said
right.
anything hateful.
You would be king of Twitter at that point, yeah.
Guys, they've actually offered me a board seat, so
Wow.
I'm doing pretty good now. Doing pretty good for
You were
myself.
the one to fuck up that Musk deal, right? That's what happened?
I said, look, do we think he's really going to let us say whatever we want, guys?
I'm going to start testing it now, was what you said. So,
I'm going to test him now.
You were one of the ones that wanted him to read your DMs. That once he got
I
access to
kept
everything.
doing it. Exactly. There was a
message
whole
you
list
random
of
people.
traps.
I hope he sees this. Acknowledge me, King.
A lot of confused looks as he's going through, like 50% being to Elon, 50% being to Mr. Fassbender.
AKA Magneto.
Exactly. Yeah, then it says it's / Magneto.
Oh, how did he change that? Weird.
But no, that was really cool. I mean, I feel like, what was it, 2014? Yeah, I guess pretty much at the top of the hype of Twitter. But seeing the journey of him trying to be a social influencer.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it was pre the term coming out, but like we all knew, everyone wanted to
Yeah.
be famous on the internet.
If you're using a hashtag in every tweet of yours, you want to be famous.
yeah, you are
Is it,
trying.
You're trying to
You're in the
Hashtag
game.
num num num. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good, yeah. Hashtag nom 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 nom.
He does such great things that everybody can, at one point or another, everyone who watches this is going to see some sort of behavior that they've done before.
Yeah. Yes, very
John
relatable.
epitomizes all of us.
Speaking of old Twitter, I deleted all of my old tweets so that would never happen.
Yep, I did the same about a year ago. I was like, oh, I should have done this forever ago. I'm
Yep,
going to go
these
ahead
are
and do
all
that.
bad.
Yeah.
Well, have we got a great surprise for you guys? I printed all of your tweets
great.
right before you did. Let's just see the top 10.
They're here
Can't
with
say
me now.
that.
Come on out.
Here's all the people you tagged in very questionable tweets.
Yeah.
Here's all the people you talked about and thinking that they wouldn't be able to see it.
Right.
Let's go ahead and get them into the room here. How do I click accept?
Oh, one is
Trying to
just
join.
a dog avatar. Okay, you're going to have to turn. Yeah, once I found out that was a thing that you could just like do on some website of like type in a date and we will delete all the tweets before that. Ooh, yes, please. How about delete anything older than a week ago?
Right. Yeah. That's literally what I did. I was trying to do the same for Facebook too, but that one's more complicated.
It really is.
I just got to delete that. I never check it anymore, and it's bad. I'll occasionally, literally just today got a notification that I got a friend request, and I was like, why? Who's still bothering with
it was
this?
me.
Oh, okay. Oh, Matt? Oh, sorry. I'll accept that after this.
Right before the podcast.
Ooh, 6 friends. Okay, he needs this. Gotta.
I now about to be 7.
Yeah, that's right.
Climbing
But
the
see,
charts.
how will you find out about the one event that our friend puts together?
Yeah, exactly. I know. Need to just send out like a mass text being like, I am not going to check this anymore. Please text me if you want to invite me to something. I missed a friend's birthday party because I never checked Facebook.
Ooh.
And I like logged on for some other stupid notification like a month later and saw that he invited me to his birthday party. And it's like, oh, fuck, sorry, man. I would have gone to that. Whoops.
Yikes.
Yeah. I texted him afterwards and apologized.
Yeah, okay. What was the gift? Did you give him a rock band set to make up for it?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Give it to him and then say, and now you have to invite me over. Right? It comes
now
with
we
the
have to
gift.
play it.
Yeah.
It comes with a stipulation, yeah.
We're going to beat the campaign tonight. Strap in.
Well, I don't know about
Speaking
you
of
guys,
strapping
but I
in.
think strapping in. Yeah, why don't you guys strap in for some trivia because it's time for.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your segue.
No, that was
You're the segue
segue I
king.
needed. You're the segue I needed, CJ. For new listeners, this is the part of our show where we pit our guests and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watch. Matt, CJ, are you two ready?
All set. Confident grin.
Yes.
Very unconfident loser face. That's what this.
Okay, good. All right, here we go. Not a whole lot of trivia for this, so just don't buckle too far in, I guess. But all right, here we go. First question. Just closest. What percentage of the songs played by the band were pre-recorded or recorded by others?
Huh. Yeah, I guess that would make sense that not all the actors are musicians.
I'm going to go with about 20% because I do know one of the main songs they all performed.
Oh, cool. I was going to do like 60.
There's many.
Okay. Matt is closer. Every song is recorded live on film. So
Whoa.
They're all playing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's
great.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So what a fun thing to have on your resume. Learned how to play the theremin.
I mean, it doesn't look that hard, right? All
Yeah,
you do
it's
is
true.
just put your hand
Like
near
one
it. I
finger,
think
like
To be fair, her career skyrocketed right after that.
yeah.
They saw that on the resume. We have to get her.
Yeah, had nothing to do with that. She was already a very successful actress before this.
she's
but
from the
yeah.
Gyllenhaal family or
Absolutely.
anything
Yeah.
like that. No. All
The
right.
Gyllenhaal Empire, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Matt's on the board with 1 point. Next question is multiple choice.
Perfect.
The part of Frank was originally written with which actor in mind? Was it A,
Ooh.
Johnny Depp, B, Nicolas Cage,
Oh my
C,
God.
Owen Wilson,
Wow.
or D, Michael Fassbender?
A Nick Cage Frank. Wow. We missed out on that.
It exists somewhere. He did it himself.
Self-tape.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Owen Wilson, though, I think.
Okay.
He's kind of...
I don't know why, but I'm going to lean into Depp.
Oh,
Johnny
that
Depp is
sucks.
correct. Yes.
Boo!
Oh, went with the outsider. Yes.
Yeah.
Dang, that would have sucked.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah,
like
that
we would
would've
have gotten the wavy, kind of drunkish approach. I don't know why
It's
he
like
would be in
wimbly,
Frank.
nimbly kind of thing.
Yeah. We would have missed out on the Fassbender screeches and slaps that make this movie whole.
He really has a great sort of speaking voice in this movie. Whatever accent or like tone or whatever, I was like, oh, I really like the sound of this guy.
It was so warming in the beginning too. I mean, it's pretty kind throughout, but it was like very baritone, but like a soothing, welcoming gesture. Also, when he speaks, was it Danish, Swedish,
German? I
German?
think. Yeah.
or German?
Yeah.
All right. Final question. But this is for double points to give CJ a possibility to tie
All
it up.
right.
What is the Rotten Tomatoes Tomato Meter score in percentage closest without going over? For those who don't know, that's the critics score on Rotten Tomatoes. Matt, since you're in the lead, you go first.
Ooh, it can't be that high. What it is for streaming for free on YouTube currently, which is criminal.
That was weird, actually.
I also didn't know that was really a thing, that they just have free movies.
I didn't know they had free movies. I knew you could like rent stuff from there, which is where you watch the Bieber movie, right?
Yep.
Hey, YouTube, how about throwing these guys some money?
Yeah, why don't you throw Google some money for once in a while? Did you watch this at full speed or
I watched it. I can proudly report that I watched this at normal speed.
There you go. Good job.
Wanted to take it all in.
Really absorb it. Okay, my percentage now that I've Googled it. No, I'm kidding. They see my hands. I'm going to go with 60%. I feel like it was just there, but I don't think they got him that high.
Okay.
Then I, of course, am going to go with 61.
All right. CJ tied it up because it's 92%,
Damn!
which is pretty damn high.
Wow.
That's okay. That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I
very
don't care to lose that one.
critically well received. All right. So here is the actual tiebreaker then. What is the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes? Just closest. Doesn't matter who goes first.
40%.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably, I mean, yeah, I definitely don't think it's as high as the critic, but I think I'll still say like an 80.
Okay. CJ is our winner.
Wow.
Sniped it. A little
from
unfair,
behind.
but
Yeah. Some might call it cheating, but whatever.
it was
What was the
72% for the audience.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Reluctant cheater winning face.
Content face. He has so many
Satisfied
great
grin.
lines. Yeah. Sheridan grin, blushing. Bashful.
And Claire makes him stop. She's like, "That's annoying. Don't do that." It's like, no, this is great.
No,
please.
It's exactly what we all want. Now,
Yeah.
did you guys download and then burn a CD of the soundtrack like I have, which is just something I play numerous times?
Yeah,
Of course. I definitely have something with a CD player in it.
Yeah, I'm definitely able to do that.
It is. They do have some beats. You know, when you need a little bit of backtrack or something. That "I Love You All" track at the very end is, it's got a nice hook to it.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a great way to end it too. I felt like it was such a nice redemption altogether, like apology song that ended up being genius.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of course,
He's a genius. That would have really sucked if it ended before they reunited.
he's just
Like, you
playing
ruined
with
the band
radio
and then
his
credits.
parents.
That's it.
It's on
he
the
screwed
parents.
everything up.
Jesus. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh gosh, it ends when with the stab, the chinchilla stab.
Great.
Yeah. That would have been good. I might have liked that. That would have been okay.
I mean, she's never say Maggie Gyllenhaal isn't a woman of her word. This movie proves it.
That's right. A green nod.
And even early on, the somebody needs to punch you in the face, to which she later does in kind of a background scenario.
Yeah. They're playing some game that we don't know the rules to, and he gets slugged in the face.
I would say it's their calisthenic training
That's right.
versus game.
Mm-hmm.
Frank
Gotta
is
be
very
in peak
into
physical shape.
fitness. Yes, to which he is when he masterfully dodges the training fight. Again, so
Full on
good.
brawl.
Just a random fact that I couldn't work into a trivia question, but that one scene where Frank is chasing John around with a shovel was improvised, which I thought was funny.
Nice.
That's all.
Fassbender just the heat was getting to him in the helmet.
I've had enough. We've done 12 takes already.
I want out. Actually, if you do, I do recommend looking up some interviews. He does do them in the helmet.
That's
on a
awesome.
couple, which is such a great thing that you see him enter frame and sit down and again give that frank stare off into the distance.
Head barely fits into the frame of the tiny interview.
Absolutely recommend to anyone to keep on because when you do eventually get the reveal, it's done in such great. There's so many great teases along the way when he thinks he catches them in the shower.
Oh yeah,
To which he has the plastic bag over
his backup
so many greats.
helmet.
Yeah,
Smart.
And just
You
the
gotta keep
eagerness of
backup.
everybody
sure.
wanting to see it. Yeah. I will be switching to his diet. It feels like it's working for Fassbender of just blended foods and protein gels. I think.
If just drinking, blended foods gets you a body like that, I'm down. I'm not going to chew ever
Sign
again.
me up.
It was also the sweat of just being in a helmet. It probably
Yeah, I think that's more
That could be it.
losing all that water weight constantly.
And for anyone interested, you can get a certificate. We learned throughout the movie, as long as you have a is a certificate that he says.
I have a certificate.
Whenever they're
I have a certificate.
whips it out right away.
Him being interviewed by the cops at Border Patrol or whatever. It's really good.
I have a certificate. It puts the certificate in the basket. No,
Let's. I mean, we
I get
get a
that
little bit
reference.
of that moment.
Okay, thank you.
His dress and makeup.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. We get a little
starting to
Silence of the
become that
Lambs as
character.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's fuck right before they're big.
That was really good. That's
A lot
all right.
of
That's
great
how I'm going to
one-liners.
start all these records from now on. Guest comes on the Zoom. All right.
CJ just has smeared lipstick all over his face now.
Dear God.
Gotta be on pretty.
We will need to start recording the video then, if that is the case. Well, I think it might be time for our ratings.
Ratings.
Matt, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Frank for you?
It's gonna be a strong 9 for me.
Ooh, nice.
It had its little dips, but overall, it's just a really great, sometimes angering, self-introspective, but overall fun journey.
A little too relatable, maybe.
I threw away my piano, listeners, in case anyone's wondering. Threw it right into the dumpster afterwards.
Had enough.
There can only be one Frank. Only one Frank.
As we're constantly reminded.
I'm going to go next, just because mine's going to probably be lower than CJ's. For me, it was better than I thought it was going to be, because I've seen this movie around, right, with the big paper mache head, and I always thought that's a weird looking movie. So I was glad at least I had the opportunity to watch it. I don't know, it didn't land as much for me, at least. So I don't know. I'm going to give it like a 6, maybe. I don't know. I still liked it.
Did you?
What speed did you watch it in?
I watched it at normal speed.
You got to double that speed.
Twice the enjoyment.
I was going to say anything with music in it, you got to watch at normal speed. But then CJ with the Bieber one, did not follow that rule.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's what happens if you choose something bad. I'm going to watch it at 1.5 times speed.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think
them's the rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Siege.
For me, I really enjoyed this. I feel like it had a similar sense of humor to mine. Very funny jokes. Definitely found it relatable. Trying to be any sort of creative in anything, and you just constantly fighting that self-critic. I really love Frank. I will be listening to the soundtrack. I want to dig into it more because I think it was pretty enjoyable. And stuff you don't really hear too often. It's kind of its own little rock-adjacent niche genre. I don't know how to describe it. I really enjoyed it. I will give this, just to put it above some of the recent ones we've done, let's do an 8.4. Just give it that little boost above all the rest.
Respectful.
I liked it.
All right. Well, Matt, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Do you have anything you want to plug or any words of wisdom at the end here?
New words of wisdom. Listeners can catch me in theaters, probably watching the new Bodies, Bodies, Bodies movie.
Nice.
Probably covered in popcorn and a bunch of Crunch Ups.
Nice. Now, do you put the Bunch of Crunch in the popcorn, or are they kept separate?
I keep them completely separate.
Yeah, as they should be.
Good man.
If I'm getting sick of popcorn, I don't want to be rooting around in there trying to get the treats that I really wanted.
No.
And I'll be melted by then.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm just a mess. Controversial, but that's just my stance. Sorry, Twitter. Hashtag not sorry.
Hashtag nom 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 nom.
No. Well, thank you again. CJ, what do we got?
You can follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. Call or text us at USACat1591. Email us overtalkingbot@gmail.com. Go to our website, overtalkingbot.party. You can go to that website, type in the word Matt. You'll find his previous episodes of Brick that Ken did not watch. Just want to remind everybody that you did not watch the movie that the guest chose that one time.
I don't know.
And you should apologize.
It was devastating.
Brick. No, I did watch Brick. What are you talking about?
You admitted on the episode that you were not paying attention, like the whole movie.
Oh yeah, I didn't really pay attention. I did watch it, but yeah, maybe not to the full extent.
Does that
maybe
count?
it was more like a Bieber watch for me, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
sounded like it.
Sorry, that's 2 in a row that I haven't done a good job. I'm sorry that I not
The third time's a charm.
Yeah, third time's a charm. We'll have you back.
It'll be Frank 2, Magneto's Revenge. Hit to theaters soon.
Would watch. Oh my gosh.
If that's like the helmet thing that he puts on is the Frank head. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Sign me up.
Instead of controlling metal, it's musical notes. It's music.
Yes.
You control music.
Beautiful.
This is a good idea. We should make
Someone's put us in a room.
Nobody talk to any of us after this ends the call. We just have to write it down before we lose the idea in our heads.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Nobody
It's a good
talk
enough idea. We'll remember. It'll be fine. We don't need to
We will.
Oh no, they're here. The Overtalking Overlords have arrived. They are our ghastly, otherworldly landlords who show up at the end of every episode to remind me to remind you, if you like this show, please go on iTunes and rate a special review. Reviews are what help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money in advertising, so if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
And as we always say, listeners, bye.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was edited and produced by Ken and CJ. This week's guest was Matt Alaniz. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.